Hi everyone, I'm Emma, and today I want to share with you something I never thought I would dare to tell you. I've been married to Liam for 2 years now. He is 32 years old and I am 25. Our love story started in a simple and unexpected way. We met at work. I was an assistant at a pizza place and he was the delivery guy. We dated for a year and in the end, we got married. We always had a great complicity. I trust him and he trusts me, and we have always given each other the space we need. That has helped to avoid unnecessary fights. Since we got married, Liam has always been a quiet person, a bit shy about doing something special. But everything changed when I started dating him. Although he was always patient with me and helped me overcome my traumas and insecurities, at first our intimate life wasn't as good as it could have been. Liam has a much higher libido than I do, which I thought was normal for men. My lack of desire gradually began to bother him. Sometimes I just wanted to lie down and sleep, and I went so far as to lie to him about headaches to avoid having sex. Then Liam started coming up with ideas to spice up our relationship. The first was to buy some toys. At first, I didn't think it was cool at all, and we had a very ugly fight. I asked him if he was crazy for thinking that was something any woman would accept. My words were harsh, and although we never touched the subject again, I realized that maybe I was being too strict. I decided to give his ideas a chance. After all, Liam just wanted to improve our relationship, so we went to a specialty store together. At first, I felt a little uncomfortable, but I calmed down when we got there. I was amazed at the huge variety of products. This industry is really making a lot of money. We browsed for quite a while until I finally picked out a little vibrating toy. It was so small it looked like a lipstick. Liam wasn't too happy with my choice and said, "Love, there are so many toys and products here. Are you just wanting this? Let's go get something else." So to leave him alone, I took the suggestion and we decided to explore more. We walked around the store while catching curious glances. We picked out some lubricants, and as we reached the last aisle, I came across a variety of prostheses of all colors and sizes. My jaw dropped. It was something completely new to me. Suddenly, I saw Liam taking a black cyberskin prosthesis. I couldn't help but laugh nervously and asked him, "Who is this for?" Liam, with a smile, told me, "Trust me. Relax." I decided to let it go. We were there to find a solution, so we paid for everything and headed home. When we got to the apartment, we opened a bottle of wine and I made some snacks. I was very excited and enthusiastic about trying out the new toys, although that giant prosthesis had me intrigued. I wondered how many men would accept something so big and black. The hours passed between chats and glasses of wine, and I felt myself getting closer and closer to Liam. Finally, the wine took its effect, and my curiosity led me to call Liam to try the toys. We went to the room, opened the bags and packaging, and I found myself looking at that prosthesis with growing interest. After a few minutes of looking at the prosthesis, we decided to go ahead with the experience. Liam, ever so patient, lovingly asked me if I was really ready. We started kissing madly, and the wine helped take away my insecurity and embarrassment. Liam was out of the ordinary for me, hugging and kissing me with such passion as if I was the sexiest woman in the world. I couldn't contain myself and was asking Liam to take out the toy. Surprised, he asked me what was wrong. I told him I wanted to try it. Without a second thought, he took it and placed the prosthesis in front of me, asking me to touch it to feel what it was. As I brought my hands closer, I felt the huge difference. Laughing, I asked Liam if that was for real or a joke. I doubted anyone could have something like that. He laughed and told me that, yes, they existed, and if I didn't believe it, he was going to show me. He got out of bed, went to the living room, grabbed his cell phone and came back to my side. We started watching videos, one after another. The videos blew me away. I had never felt so much desire before as I did at that moment. Liam went down, kissing my belly, and kept going down, while I couldn't take my eyes off the toy on the other side of the bed. I plucked up my courage, grabbed the toy, and started kissing it. Liam noticed right away, but kept kissing and licking me eagerly. I tried to get the toy in my mouth, but it didn't fit properly, and I had to open my mouth wide. When I finally made it, the feeling was incredible. It was the best feeling I'd had in years. But the fun didn't stop there. I wanted to try it all out, so Liam helped me. Without hesitation, he began to help me. It was painful at first. We spent a few minutes trying to get it to fit, but it didn't fit right. Then Liam had the idea of using a condom, something we didn't have at home because, let's be honest, we didn't use it. I said I didn't need it and we could leave it for another day, but he insisted. He rushed off to the pharmacy, even leaving his slippers in the room. While waiting, I watched more videos on my cell phone. I decided to try it on my own. I loved the feeling and stayed like that for a while. After that, I lay on the bed, exhausted and hurt, staring at the ceiling. I realized that Liam was taking a long time at the pharmacy, considering that the nearest one was only 5 minutes away from home. Sleep and exhaustion overcame me, and I fell asleep. When I woke up startled, I looked for Liam and found him next to me, sleeping. The room was completely tidy and organized. I went to shower, and as the wine hangover hit me hard, I remembered all the craziness of the night before. I wondered how I had been able to use that toy after watching those videos. Regret began to invade my mind, but on the other hand, I couldn't help but think that, in a way, it had all been amazing. The news brightened our personal lives. For weeks, our days were amazing. We made love almost every day. I became addicted to everything, wanting to experience every moment of lust, which began to be a constant part of my life and eventually destroyed me. I began to think that toy would be 1,000 times better if it was really mine. My searches on websites became more and more explicit. I became addicted to watching videos, wanting to experience that at least once. I would spend all day thinking about it without guilt or regret. I knew it was wrong with Liam, but it was. He lit that flame in me, and I couldn't control my desires and intrusive thoughts. Things got complicated when I decided to act on those desires. It wasn't planned, it just happened. Exactly 1 month ago, my husband got a promotion at his new job, and we were very happy. We decided to celebrate with a barbecue. At first, it was just going to be the two of us, but Liam had the idea to invite some friends to celebrate together. I agreed, wanting to do something special for his achievement. While Liam hosted his friends, I stayed in the kitchen seasoning and preparing the meat. When I finished, I went out to the balcony and met about 10 people. 2 of Liam's friends especially caught my attention. They were tall, dark-skinned, and had impressive physiques. I compared them to the men in the videos I had seen. They were very similar, which awakened in me a forbidden desire. When Liam introduced them to me, I discovered that they were both cousins. I was very embarrassed. I had a hard time hiding my blushing face. The evening was pleasant, and soon everyone started drinking. We were left enjoying ourselves and chatting nonstop. Eventually, people started to leave, leaving just me, Liam, and those 2 friends. My husband was completely drunk, and I was having a hard time staying awake, so I asked one of the guys, Michael, to help carry Liam to our bed so he could rest. Meanwhile, I was tidying up the porch with Daniel, his cousin. Silence reigned between us, but flashes of videos were playing in my mind. The situation seemed to me exactly like the scripts of those videos, and I wondered if there would be another chance. The 2 of them really were the same. Daniel, with his imposing physique, was impressive, and I wondered if this would really work and if I should confess to Liam. The thought terrified me, so I tried my best to remain calm. Daniel noticed my nervousness and asked if I was okay. I replied that I was just a little tired from the hustle and bustle of the day. Daniel asked me to sit down and offered me a glass of wine. While he set up the balcony, we started chatting. Michael arrived shortly after saying that Liam was sleeping like an angel and wouldn't wake up even if the house exploded. Daniel, realizing my tension, suggested I get a massage, especially on my feet. I agreed a little shyly, but also curious to see what effect it might have. We moved to the couch. I took off my shoes, and Daniel began to massage my feet with perfect gentleness. His touches were firm and exactly what I needed after a long day. As he massaged me, Our conversation flowed naturally. Michael, noticing the situation, offered to massage my shoulders. I laughed and accepted. Daniel took care of my feet, and Michael took care of my shoulders. I was surrounded by two strong, gentle men, and the sensation was incredible. Their touches were perfectly timed, and I felt more and more relaxed. The atmosphere between us became more intimate, and the conversation stopped, filling the silence with sighs and desire-filled glances. It was obvious that they were waiting for a sign from me. I decided not to let the opportunity pass. I looked into Daniel's eyes and then into Michael's and whispered, "Who's ready for something more?" Both, somewhat surprised but without hesitation, agreed. What followed was an explosion of passion and desire that I had never imagined experiencing. After all, they both got dressed and left. I remained on the couch, reflecting on what had just happened. I looked into the room where Liam slept, completely oblivious to the wave of emotion that had swept through the house. Guilt and regret washed over me. I loved my husband, and I had cheated on him, and that had never been in my plans. I went to the bedroom and lay down next to Liam, who was so serene while I felt a lump in my throat. I stayed up all night reflecting on what I had done and the possible consequences that would come at dawn. While Liam was still asleep, I made a firm decision. I would never cheat again. Guilt and regret overwhelmed me, and he didn't deserve this. He had always been a good husband, and I knew I should be a good wife to him. I got up and took a long shower, allowing the water to wash away my guilt and shame. When Liam woke up, I was determined to change. From that day forward, I vowed to be faithful and honor the love we shared. That night's experience became a distant memory, a painful learning lesson I would never repeat.